Hello everyone, my name is Balaji Venkatesh and I hope all of you are doing well today. Now, let me narrate to you an experience that I had when I was coming to the venue now. So, as I was coming to the venue now, I had noticed a crowd and a truck stuck at the entrance of a flyover. Some people in the crowd suggested that the truck needs to be dismantled for there to be enough space provided, whilst another group suggested that the flyover itself needs to be broken down for the truck to move. Now, due to this, a huge line of cars had already begun to form when a girl from the crowd shouted out, saying, "Reduce the air from the tires of the truck, and automatically enough space will be provided for the truck to move out." Now, in no time, this idea was implemented and a simple solution had been found to potentially such a huge problem. Friends, a simple question for all of you here. What exactly did the girl do? She just thought out of the box. To be precise, she was creative. Now, why is it that today we can fly in aeroplanes among the clouds in the sky? Wasn't it because of the vision the Wright brothers had as to how humans can fly to the likes of eagles in the air? Friends, there are a number of such innovations that have taken place due to the very essence of creativity in innovators across the world. So then, what is creativity? According to me, creativity is an individualistic thought process that is aided by the very act of bringing something new to this world and, most significantly, adds value. Now, there exist four types of creativity, which is key to development or sustainability of a civilization as a whole. Now, the first type of creativity can be stated as deliberate and cognitive. Now, this type of creativity utilizes one's hardworking abilities and their pre-existing knowledge to come up with innovative new ways. Now, one such example of the same can be stated as the invention of the light bulb filament by Thomas Alva Edison. Now, this type of creativity is primarily hosted in the PFC, also known as the prefrontal cortex. Now, the second type of creativity can be stated as spontaneous and cognitive. This type of creativity operates outside of one's conscious awareness, as an individual could be doing a completely different activity whilst rather thinking upon a solution to a problem that one might have faced before. Now, one such example for the same can be stated as the discovery of gravity by Sir Isaac Newton. Now, this type of creativity is primarily hosted in the basal ganglia, which is a crucial part of the limbic system and aids in the distribution of dopamine across the body in certain parts. Now, the third type of creativity can be stated as deliberate and emotional. This type of creativity is most likely to have something known as aha moments, in which an individual seems to pull an idea out of thin air. Now, one such example of the same can be stated as therapeutic aha moments. Now, the fourth type of creativity can be stated as spontaneous and emotional. This is where your favorite artists and musicians can be classified into. And this is one of the most elusive types of creativity. This creativity itself can be categorized into two that can be stated as haves and don't haves, which is a key defining feature for what is spontaneous and emotional creativity. Friends, I have spent some time talking about the types of creativity and how to tap into them, whilst rather, I need to clarify something. Creativity is not linear and cannot be tapped into with just a straight formula. It needs to be identified, harnessed, sustained, and most importantly, encouraged. Civilizations evolved on the very backbone of creativity, without which societies isolate with the very lack of vision and expression in this world. Now, let me justify my statement with two such exemplary creative aspects of our ancient society. As we all know, the significance of zinc metal in our day-to-day lives, but rather, it is extremely difficult to extract zinc in the first place because, can you guess? The melting point of zinc is 997 degrees Celsius, and the boiling point of zinc is 1000 degrees Celsius. That means there's only a 3 degrees Celsius window for zinc to be extracted. Now, In the normal distillation method, the heat present below the furnace allows for the metal to come out and get accumulated. This, however, does not work for zinc at all, but rather our creative ancestors switched the furnace upside down, placing the heat on top and placing a cool layer at the bottom, so that when the liquid zinc would be extracted, it would land on the ice to solidify into the solid phase of zinc metal. This was one of the reasons of why India was one of the most prominent exporters of zinc and only exporters of zinc for thousands of years to come. Now, one another such example can be stated as the ancient encryption system of Katapayadi Sankhya. This involved the substitution of numbers into words. In one such verse, praising the greatness of Lord Krishna, can you guess? It could be translated to the digits of pi, which will write up to 31 decimal places. Now, isn't that cool? And wasn't it a brilliant mode of encryption by our ancient relatives? There are a number of such examples that one could list, such as people buying and appreciating Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi and buying it for around $450 million. Now, one more question stands, friends. Was it for Leonardo da Vinci's creativity, or was it for the canvas or the colors? Friends, it was for the creativity and vision behind how he painted on the canvas with the different colors he had. That is what really made his paintings valuable. There is also a trend seen in business as to hire executives and CEOs outside of their own industry, such as Mr. Alan Roger Mulally had joined Ford Motors from Boeing, an aviation company, to set the company into a profitable plane. Similarly, Mr. Gessner had joined IBM in the computer industry from American Express in the financial industry to turn IBM around forever. In short, corporates are looking for creativity in all positions across the organization. Whether it is a country or a civilization or a generation or a business, a creative society is key towards building a world that is filled with ideas and creativity and is sustainable and grows forever. To develop all this very essence of creativity, my sister has started a company in which, through open mics, individuals are allowed to express themselves through the different mediums of storytelling, story motion telling, poetry, etc. And I have been a core member in the development of the website and portal, which is another way of individuals allowing to express themselves on that particular online stage. Now, as I've hosted some of these open mics, I have seen the very spark of creativity and how they express themselves through these different mediums. And through this, let me come to my final point. Friends, let's keep our thoughts running, our vision for the planet alive, and the very essence of creativity to be sustainable forever. Now, as I close my speech, I'm reminded of a few lines that I had penned down earlier. As the planet revolves, species evolves, and during this process, problems they solve. Ideas are the only armory that they create, in absence of which life is just limited to imitate. Thank you so much.